They told you prayer changes your destiny, but what if prayer was never about destiny at all? What if every time you raise your hands, you are not reaching up to Allah, you are reaching into your soul? Ibn Arabi once said, prayer is not about asking, it's about awakening, because when you whisper, Ya Allah, you are not calling upon something distant. You are answering the call that's been echoing inside you all along. In that moment, the world doesn't move. You do. Your heart shifts, your sight clears, and your soul begins to remember. That's the secret most people never understand. Prayer doesn't change Allah, it changes you. They told you prayer changes things. They said, ask, and Allah will give. Cry, and He will answer. But Ibn Arabi revealed something deeper, something few ever realize. Prayer doesn't change Allah, it changes you. When you stand before your Lord, you are not altering His decree. You are awakening your own soul. Because prayer is not about moving the hand of Allah, it's about moving the heart of His servant. Every time you whisper, Ya Allah, something inside you melts. Your pride softens, your ego bends, and your heart begins to remember. That is the true miracle of prayer. Not that your situation transforms instantly, but that you begin to transform within it. Allah doesn't need your words to know your pain. He already knows every sigh, every tear, every silent hope hidden beneath your ribs. But when you pray, you need to hear yourself surrender. You need to feel your own weakness so you can rediscover His strength. Prayer is not a ritual. It's a return, a sacred journey back to the source. Every sujood is a step closer to home, and when your forehead touches the ground, the weight of your world begins to lift. In that moment, the universe doesn't change, you do. And when you change, the universe responds. That is the secret Ibn Arabi hinted at. When a servant's heart bends before Allah, reality itself bows with him. Ibn Arabi once wrote, every prayer is Allah calling you to remember where you truly belong. When you stand in prayer, you are not informing Allah of your needs. You are reminding yourself that He is enough. Because the truth is, prayer doesn't begin when you raise your hands. It begins when your heart whispers, I have nowhere else to go but you. In that moment, something sacred awakens inside you. You start to see the door you've been knocking on has always been within your chest. Every dusa is an echo of a longing already placed there by Allah Himself. He invites you to pray, not because He needs your voice, but because He loves hearing your soul return home. Prayer is not about speaking, it's about listening. Listening to what your heart says when the world is silent. Listening to the quiet assurance that Allah has always been with you, even when you felt forgotten. When your forehead touches the ground, you stir not reaching down, you stir reaching in. And there, beneath the noise of life, you find Him, closer than your own breath, nearer than your heartbeat. This is why Ibn Arabi said, the true prayer is not from the tongue, but from the soul that remembers. You are not changing your destiny. In sujood, you are awakening to the one who wrote it. Prayer is divine alchemy. It takes the lead of your fears and turns it into the gold of faith. It takes your brokenness and remakes it into beauty. It doesn't always change what's outside. It transforms what's within. You might enter prayer burdened, anxious, uncertain, but you rise from it softer, lighter, illuminated. Not because your problems vanished, but because you remembered who carries them for you. When you pray sincerely, something invisible shifts. Your heart starts aligning with Allah's decree instead of fighting it. Your pain begins to make sense. Your tears begin to heal. You begin to see that what you thought was punishment was actually preparation. This is the hidden wisdom Ibn Arabi taught, that the purpose of prayer is not to escape destiny, but to awaken within it, to realize that even in the storm, Allah is the one steering the ship. Prayer is not asking Allah to do your will. It's asking Him to make your will reflect His. It is surrender dressed in words, faith clothed in silence, and love expressed through sujood. Because prayer doesn't bring Allah closer to you, it brings you back to Allah. And when that happens, nothing outside you has to change, because everything inside you already has. When you raise your hands in prayer, you might think you are reaching toward the heavens, but in truth, you are lifting a mirror that reflects what already lives within you. Every Ya Allah is not a call for something new. It is a remembrance of what Allah already placed inside you long ago. You ask for mercy, because mercy already flows in your veins. You seek love, because your soul was shaped from divine love itself. You beg for peace, because peace was your first home before this world made you forget. Ibn Arabi wrote, "The seeker and the sought are one. The mirror and the face are the same." When you pray, you are not trying to reach something distant. You are remembering the reflection of Allah within your own being. That is why the Prophet ﷺ said, "Whoever knows himself, knows his Lord." But how can you see that reflection if the mirror is covered in dust? This dust is your ego, your fear, your constant noise. Every distraction, every sin, every moment of pride settles like layers upon your soul. Prayer is what wipes it clean. Every sujood is like polishing that mirror, removing what blinds you from seeing your truth. Have you ever wondered why your heart feels lighter after prayer? It seems because you have remembered your real identity, not the one the world gave you, but the one Allah designed for you. When you pray, you are not escaping the world. You are returning to the clarity that was always inside you. Your dua becomes a dialogue with your reflection, your lower self begging your higher self to wake up. And as your tears fall, they do more than express emotion. They wash the mirror. Each drop clears away what hides the divine light inside you. Soon what remains is stillness. And in that stillness, you see not just yourself, but the one who has always been within you. This is why Ibn Arabi said, "Your prayer is not a request. It is the soul recognizing its reflection in the light of Allah." When you truly understand this, prayer becomes no longer an obligation. It becomes your heartbeat, a natural rhythm of remembrance, the soul remembering its source. And that remembrance is the beginning of transformation. What happens when you truly pray, not with your lips, but with your entire being? Reality begins to bow. Because prayer is not only an act of worship, it is a conversation between the seen and the unseen. When your heart surrenders, the whole creation aligns with it. Ibn Arabi said, "When the servant bows in sujood, all creation bows with him." This isn't set poetry. It sets spiritual physics. The moment you surrender, you fall into harmony with the divine order. And everything around you, the air, the earth, the souls unseen, respond to that surrender. When you raise your hands, the angels raise with you. When you whisper Allahu Akbar, every atom echoes your cry. And when you prostrate, time itself pauses to honor that moment. Because in that instant, the servant has remembered his purpose, to be nothing but a reflection of Allah's will. The ego hates prayer, because prayer means surrender, and surrender means losing control. But in losing control, you find peace. The more you let go of what you think you want, the more Allah gives you what your soul truly needs. That is why so many people pray for years without realizing The answer was never meant to appear outside them. It was meant to awaken within them. Every hardship you face is an invitation, a secret whisper from Allah saying, "Come closer, speak to me." When you finally kneel and release your pain, your anger, your longing, you are not breaking down, you are breaking open. And that openness is what allows light to enter. Ibn Arabi compared the act of sujood to the orbit of the stars. Everything in existence bows, circles, and moves in submission to its Lord. You too are part of that cosmic dance. Every prayer joins you to the rhythm of creation itself. You're not just praying to Allah, you're praying through Him, because He is the one who taught your soul how to speak. When you surrender, something miraculous happens. Your problems don't vanish, but their power over you dissolves. Your fear fades because you no longer walk alone. Your pain softens because you understand it has meaning. And your dua changes, it becomes less. Give me and more, guide me. True prayer is not demanding, it's steps aligning. You no longer beg for life to obey your desires. You begin to trust Allah's design, and when you trust, reality itself begins to bow in harmony with that faith. Because the universe does not answer the words of your tongue, it answers the state of your heart. When your heart is surrendered, the world surrenders to you. That is the hidden law of prayer that Ibn Arabi unveiled. So when you stand in the darkness, hands raised, eyes closed, whispering to the unseen, remember this. You are not small. You are not unheard. Your prayer moves more than air. It moves existence itself. For when a heart truly bows before its creator, even reality bows with it. There comes a moment in prayer when words begin to fade, when your tongue grows silent, but your heart continues to speak. When tears become your tasbih, your heartbeat becomes your dhikr, and your breath whispers, La ilaha illallah, without sound. This is the secret Ibn Arabi spoke of, the place where prayer no longer belongs to you, but to Allah speaking through you. At first, you pray with effort. You search for words, you try to focus, you fight distractions. But slowly, something shifts. You stop performing prayer and begin living it. You stop asking and start listening. Because true prayer is not speaking to Allah, it is listening for Allah. It is the silence between words where He responds. It is the calm that settles after your tears fall. When you realize He never left, you were just too noisy to hear Him. When you reach this stage, your prayer changes form. You no longer feel the need to explain your pain. You simply present it. You no longer feel alone in your struggle, because you can feel His presence breathing with you. You start to see that every heartbeat is dhikr. Every inhale is a reminder that you're being sustained by the one you call upon. Every moment of stillness is Allah saying, "Be still, I am here." There sips a prayer beyond sound, a sujood so deep that even angels cannot record it, because it's not happening in time. It's happening in the soul. That is when you truly meet Allah, not through speech, but through silence, not through asking, but through becoming. Ibn Arabi wrote, "The real prayer is the one Allah prays through the heart of His servant." When you reach that state, you realize you were never the one praying. It was always Him drawing you toward Himself, letting you taste the sweetness of nearness. Prayer then becomes your constant companion. You no longer need a prayer mat to remember Him. Your very existence becomes sujood. Your eyes see His mercy. Your ears hear His wisdom. Your heart beats in rhythm with His name. And that is when the veil begins to lift. When you are not just praying to Allah, you are living with Him. That is the prayer beyond words, the eternal conversation between the soul and its beloved. So now you understand. Prayer doesn't change Allah. He is perfection, beyond change. Prayer changes you. Every Allahu Akbar tears down another wall of illusion. Every sujood breaks another chain of ego. Every whisper of Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim softens another hardened corner of your heart. You don't pray to inform Allah of your needs. You pray to remind your soul that He is your only need. Because prayer is not about getting what you want. It's about becoming who Allah meant you to be. When you pray, something divine stirs inside you. Your heart begins to glow. Your thoughts begin to clear. Your burdens begin to shrink under the weight of remembrance. You start to see that every unanswered dua was not rejection, it was redirection. Every delay was not denial, it was divine timing. And every heartbreak was not punishment, it was purification. This is the awakening that Ibn Arabi spoke of. The moment when you realize that life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. And prayer is the bridge that carries you from confusion to clarity. When a servant truly prays, he doesn't just touch the ground, he touches eternity. Because in that instant, your soul remembers its origin. It was never made for this world. It was made for Him. The more you pray, the more the illusion fades. The world becomes lighter, your fears smaller, and your love deeper. Because prayer trains your soul to see the divine hand in everything, even in silence, even in loss, even in waiting. And then something miraculous happens. You no longer pray just when you need something. You pray because you love someone. You stop chasing blessings. You start chasing the one who gives them. That sips when prayer becomes freedom. That sips when you understand Ibn Arabi's secret, that the purpose of prayer was never to change destiny, but to awaken your soul to the one who wrote it. So the next time you pray, done it fresh through the words. Let your soul feel them. Let your heart tremble. Let your tears speak. Because every time you bow, the entire universe bows with you. Every time you whisper His name, the heavens lean closer. Every time you surrender, creation itself moves in harmony with your sujood. And in that sacred stillness, when your heart is silent, your tears are pure, and your soul feels weightless, you will finally understand what Ibn Arabi meant when he said, "When you pray, reality bows." Because in that moment, you are no longer part of the world. The world is part of your prayer. So the next time you pray, do rush. Don't treat it like a task to be checked off. Stand before your Lord as if it's your first time, and as if it could be your last. Close your eyes. Forget the world. And listen. Really listen. Because when your lips fall silent, your soul begins to speak. Every word of your dua is heard. Every tear recorded, every heartbeat counted. But the true answer to your prayer is not what you receive. It's what you become. When you bow, your ego breaks. When you weep, your heart softens. When you surrender, your soul awakens. And that's when you finally understand Ibn Arabi's secret. That the power of prayer was never in changing the world outside you, but in transforming the world within you. Because when the heart remembers its creator, everything else falls into place. The chaos quiets, the wounds heal, the soul returns home. So keep praying, even when you don't see change. Keep bowing, even when life feels heavy. Keep whispering, even when your voice trembles. Because one day, you still look back and realize nothing around you was the same, because you were no longer the same. And in that sacred silence between you and Allah, the truth will unfold softly in your heart. Prayer doesn't change Allah, it changes you. And when you truly change, even reality bows.